It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Anya. Hello, everyone. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Florida. Yes, this is my fish, Padma. She's beautiful, isn't she? Good morning. Welcome. Please put your name in there because I'd love to know your names. That way I can address you guys properly. Hello, Jacqueline. Oh, so good to see you all. Yes, this is Padma. And you see, I have little crystals in Padma's water. I've sort of feng shuied her tank for her. Oh, I am just south of, hey Amanda, I am south of St. Augustine. North of, and hi Claudia, and north of Daytona Beach. Yes. So I'm in a little beach town in Florida called Flagler Beach. And it's very small and quaint and sleepy. And I like that. And one day I'll take you guys on a walk through the neighborhood so you can see where I'm at. And really, yeah, I love that. It's so pretty to do that. And I want her to feel at home. So that's the only pet I can have. I'm not allowed a dog or a cat. But I could use one, believe me. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Let me get the lighting right over here. Oh, and quartz too. That's neat. Hello, James. Thank you for joining. I'm on a little bit earlier, and I'm really trying to get better at having a schedule. Hello, Coach Nikki. But it's really hard for me. When I get up in the mornings, and I'm going to share a little bit about that, I have some disciplines that I do, and I just roll with the spirit as long as I can during the morning. And let nothing rush me. Good morning. Thank you for joining. And I have a couple of meetings this morning, so well, we want to spoil them. Yes, they're our pets. So I figured I'd go ahead and do my scope and get that going, and because I've got some meetings, and then I've got a lot of schoolwork I have to do today. So for those of you that don't know, I'm in college. So I've got a lot on my plate right now. But this for me is so much fun. I love to be able to share time and space with you guys. So I want to welcome you, and I want to just share with you quickly about the survivor mentality. I call this the growth period. And those of you that have been on some of my earlier scopes, you know that I've talked about the victim mentality, and I talk about the 3 zones that you go through. And it's the victim mentality, survivor mentality, and then you go into being a thriver. And that's where I want women who have gone through abuse and trauma to get to move from victim, move from survivor, and go into thriver. So we're going to talk a little bit about the survivor mentality right now. Now, this is a place where psychiatrists would call a post-traumatic growth period. Okay, so we tend to settle in this area, and the reason why is because this is where we start to get optimistic about life. We have some hope. Right? We know that we've come through some of the hard times, and I'm glad you could be here. I really am. Thank you for joining, Amanda. So this is the period where, the smoke has cleared and we're feeling a little bit better about life and the quality of life that we can have. We have tapped into our personal power, so we're starting to do that, and we're understanding personal responsibility. At least we're starting to learn that. But here's the thing about being in the survivor zone. You know how we use the word surviving when someone says, "Hey, how you been doing?" "Oh, I'm surviving." And surviving for us means, you know what, I'm getting by. I'm living, I'm here, that sort of thing. And that's just sort of coasting. And we don't want you to stay in that place. This is the place for fertilization. This is not the place for harvest. This is the place where you're growing and you're learning and you're developing and you're learning self-disciplines and things of that nature. You probably at this point, you have a small circle of support community around you, which is good, your church family. Or you found a support group of other women, either through a Bible study or a support group or something of that nature, some sort of a networking group. And that's good because you need that, because within that circle, that's where a lot of the empowerment happen. We as women, we need that. I mean, we all need that as human beings, to be honest with you. We need to have that support. And so without that, it's hard to really to move forward. So you've got that support community around you. You're practicing daily self-disciplines. Now, this is the thing here. So you are learning and understanding self-love, self-care, and self-healing. So those are the three areas that I teach in all of those zones. And when you start to do that, then you take time for yourself. You start to look at, okay, what do I need to do to make myself a priority? Okay, so for me, what I started doing, and I've shared this before, is I have quiet time. But this has developed into more than just quiet time. For me, I cannot go out of this house and I cannot start my day without doing my daily habits, which is my devotion in the morning. I have a prayer journal. Then I sit and I meditate on those things. Then I have the I am mantras, and I shared that with some of you on Saturday night. So I have my decrees and my mantras that I do. And then I also, hi, thank you for joining, Luna Cat. And then I also have, I've been doing some yoga because for a while I started running, and running wasn't really good for me. But being near the beach, I love being outside, so I started walking more. Hi, Mark. Thank you for joining. So glad to have you with us. So I started walking, right? And, getting out there, getting some fresh air and just being with nature. And then I started reading things that are going to empower me. So those are the things that get me grounded. Boom, back at you. Thanks for coming, Mark. I appreciate all of your support, everybody. That's Mark Shore. That's the guy who's leading us in Tag Tribe. So all of that keeps us focused. Now, the other part of this is now you're focusing on your future. Now, when you're focusing on your future, you want more. But you're not clear about how you're going to get it. You're not really clear about what you're going to do next. And I have this really great visualization tool that I'll probably share with you guys sometime soon. And what it does is it helps you think about the person that you want to become. So really what you do is you go and visit yourself in the future. And you look at all of the characteristics and everything that you want to have in your life. So it helps put you into that zone of you in the future. And that's going to help open the door for you to figure out where you want to go from this point so you don't stay stuck in this place. The other part of being in this growth period is that you're mentally stronger. Now that means that you have your emotions in check. For those of us that have gone through abuse and trauma, it's difficult to face the person that has harmed us the most. For those of us that have gone through abuse, we might have to face the abuser. If we're going through a really hostile divorce, right? To go into court. I write about this in my book, and you can see from the first time I was in court to the very last time, there were 3 incidences where I had to show up in court. Actually, more than that. But at each time and each stage, I was a different woman. I wasn't the same small, meek, scared woman that really looked like who he was accusing me to be in the beginning. By the very end, I came into court and I was looking like the woman that I know that I am, that I'm strong. Hello, Blue Bobcat. Thank you for joining. I was a lot stronger, and I didn't break down at the sight of him. So at this point, you're going to be able to sit across the table, be in the same room, probably even exchange words without losing your self-dignity, losing your self-respect, and losing all of your emotions, okay? So now you're developing new habits. a new way of being. Does anyone understand what I'm talking about here? Is anyone in this phase in their life right now? If you are, just, put a 1 in your comment box for me, please, so I'll know where everybody's at. Great. Thank you. So, so you're in a place right now where great. Thank you, Jacqueline. You can handle the challenges. You know that you can face it. You know that you can survive it, right? You know that you're stronger. But you also know that there's more. You know that there's more for you to do. And this is where you start to go into the thriver mode. Okay? Our stories are not our own. There's a purpose to the pain. And I realized that as I was healing, that this just wasn't about me. When I wrote my book, I really did not want to share my story with the world because it was really humiliating for me. And I remember God saying to me that this is not about you. This is about the women that are going to go through this or who have gone through this. And I want them to know that the same way I was there for you, I will be there for them. And this is when I started my mission and it was bigger than me. It was bigger than just my experience. It was bigger than what my ex did to me. And this is where I moved into the thriver mode, into that zone. And I want that for each and every one of you. So if you think that you're still in the survivor mode and you want to be able to move from this into the thriver mode, think about what you need to do. Think about, if you didn't watch my scope yesterday and I talked about personal responsibility, look at that. Think about where you're not taking personal responsibility for anything in your life. Are you tapping into your personal power? Are you forgiving others? I mean, there's so many dimensions to this that we're not looking at, that we're ignoring, and we can be doing right now. So I want you guys to think about that. What is the next step for me to move from survivor to thriver? If you have any questions about that and what the next step should be for you, please feel free. Hello, Kelsey. Thank you for joining. To visit my website, MarjoriePhoenix.com, and you can send me a message from there. I'm also on Facebook. I am on practically every social media, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, as Marjorie Phoenix. So I won't be hard to find. And you can also check out all of my past scopes on YouTube. Want to remind you guys again, September 7th, the live drawing on Periscope for a free retreat weekend with me here in Beverly Beach, Florida. So I'm going to be drawing from the names of people who've reviewed my book, Who the Hell Do You Think You Are?, which is on Amazon. It's a quick read. It's a really good book. I think you'll enjoy. Hello, Carol. Thank you for joining. And so if you do that, you put your name in the hat. I'll be drawing live for someone to join me for free weekend. Yes, it would be awesome. It's going to be beautiful. It's the New Beginnings Retreat. Oh, from Tag Tribes. Awesome. And I'll be doing more, but this one is this is my first one, and I'm so excited, and I'd love to have you guys join me. So as always, it is a pleasure to be able to scope with you all today. I hope this has blessed you in some way. Yes, Tag Tribes in the house. Jacqueline, I'm going to be getting back with you. I did get your email, and I'll be getting back with you today. So I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come. And what is Tag Tribes? Well, guys, who is this? Luna Cat wants to know, what is Tag Tribes? We are a community supporting one another here on Periscope, led by Mark Shaw, SHAW. And I think you can go to tagtribes.media. And you can sign up to get on the list there. And we're also on Facebook. We're a community on Facebook. So definitely, or just look for me on Facebook if you're there, or on Twitter, and I'll definitely lead you in the right direction. So again, everyone, I've got to get going to my meeting, but thank you again for joining, and go out and change the world. Okay? Bye-bye.